Just back from a little jog to burn off the beer calories, and I am already thinking about putting them back on. So up next is Dead Pixels from Dead Center Brewing. Hey, welcome back to Views on Brews. I am Brendan and this is Dead Pixels. It is a Pilsner Lager beer. It's 4%. It's exactly what I want right now. Sometimes we don't have to go looking for the latest and the greatest. We have to look for the styles and the flavors that we want from a beer. And right now I am desperate, absolutely gasping for a beer. Should be reaching for the water bottle, but instead I thought let's go and do a beer review instead. It is really warm outside, a bit breezy. This beer has 2 hops in it. It has Saaz, which is one of my favorite hops, and Hallertau Tradition from the Hallertau region in Germany. Tradition is said to be a little bit like citrus and apricot, which I find really interesting. Considering it's from the noble hop sort of group. Let's see what it comes out like. There is Munich malt in here to add to the Pilsner malt, so that should be interesting. It's brewed with a lager yeast. Dead Pixels from Dead Center Brewing in Athlone, County Westmeath. Let's have a look. A little bit hazy. It has a little bit of colour to it, obviously from that Munich. I suspect it's a light Munich they've used. Nothing too heavy. Nice rocky head on the top and a decent amount of carbonation coming up from the bottom. This is a beer that has just come out of the fridge about under 5 minutes ago, so I will try and bear that in mind. It's got that unmistakable lager yeast sort of profile on the nose, a bit honey coming off of it too. Honey sweet touch of a touch of toastiness to it. I suspect that's from the Munich malt that's in there. And there's a bright lemon thing going on. So there is a citrus element you're supposed to be able to get from Hallertau Tradition. Now, not too familiar with Hallertau Tradition as a hop, but it's going to be, it's not an India Pale Lager. It's really meant to be bitter in hops that are in here. So let's see what it's like. Cheers, Slancher. Straight away, the first thing that I get is, apart from it being super refreshing, which is exactly what I wanted, there's also a decent amount of Munich going on in here. So there is that clean, crisp profile, that sweetness that you get from Pilsner, but there's also something that's right there, neck and shoulder to shoulder with it, and that's this sort of toasty richness going on in there, which is a really nice dimension to a Pilsner beer. Sometimes in the summer, all you need is a cold, fresh beer, lager style beer, or something that's light and refreshing, not too heavy, not too packed with flavors that you have to unpack. It can just be something real simple. Nothing wrong with a nice IPA as well, but don't overlook Pilsner beers that are made from craft breweries, because especially if we can get them on tap when the bars are open now, because they're absolutely fantastic and they do exactly what they're meant to do, which is quench your thirst. What I really like about the hops in this is the bittering element to them is not too heavy, so there is bitterness there, but it's more of a satiating effect that it has on your palate. There is a kind of a lemon citrus note going on through there, perhaps a little bit spicy too, but very subdued spice in fairness. Just really pleasant profile of hops. Let me see if I get anything else on the nose. Just that Saaz, not too much of the Hallertau, but let me have another go. I think my palate would have to be a little bit more refined to know whether what I'm getting is a combination of those 2 hops. But there is kind of like a very slight fruitiness going on in here as well. So that's interesting. Okay, what do I think about the beer? Apart from it being exactly what I wanted right now, it's lovely. It's really, really nice. A really interesting style Pilsner from a really innovative brewery. The head brewer, Roger Rothero, South African brewer who lives in the Midlands of Ireland as well. Always coming up with very interesting and style-based beers. So he has a very good understanding of styles and how to put together beers. Fermented with W3470. Love the way it gives all the ingredients. Love the can label. Love the beer. Love what it's doing for me right now, which is quenching my thirst, which is exactly why sometimes you need to go for the style rather than mountains and mountains of hops in the most hoppiest beer you can get. Anyway, that's my view on this brew. Cheers, Sludger, and it's on to the next one. Bye-bye.